Now a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. Mary was the one who anointed the Lord with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent a message to Jesus, "Lord, he whom you love is ill." But when Jesus heard it, he said, "This illness does not lead to death. Rather, it is for God's glory, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it." Accordingly, though Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, after having heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed for 2 days longer in the place where he was. Then, after this, he said to his disciples, "Let us go to Judea again." And the disciples said to him, "Rabbi, the Jews were just now trying to stone you, and are you going to go there again?" Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours of daylight? Those who walk during the day do not stumble because they see the light of this world. But those who walk at night stumble because the light is not in them." After saying this, he told them, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I am going there to awaken him." The disciples said to him, "Lord, if he's fallen asleep, he will be all right." Jesus, however, had been speaking about his death, but they thought he was referring merely to sleep. Then Jesus told them plainly, "Lazarus is dead. For your sake, I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him." Thomas, who was called the twin, said to his fellow disciples, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." When Jesus arrived, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, some 2 miles away, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them about their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went and met him, while Mary stayed home. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask of him." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha said to him, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me, even though they die, they will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" She said to him, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, the one coming into the world." When she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary and told her privately, "The teacher is here and is calling for you." And when she heard it, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet come to the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. The Jews who were with her in the house, consoling her, saw Mary get up quickly and go out. They followed her because they thought that she was going to go to the tomb and weep there. When Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she knelt at his feet and said to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was greatly disturbed in spirit and deeply moved. He said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." And Jesus began to weep. So the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" Then Jesus, again greatly disturbed, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone was lying against it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, "Lord, already there is a stench because he has been dead for 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. And Jesus looked upward and said, "Father, I thank you for having heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I have said this for the sake of the crowd standing here, so that they might believe that you sent me." And when he said this, he cried out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." The dead man came out, his hands and feet bound with strips of cloth, and his face wrapped in a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
There isn't really a message today except for what I am going to say about this story. My story is a lot smaller than this story, but it touched my heart all the same. On March 9th, I flew with a couple friends to Mexico to visit another friend. And Paul stayed at home to be the caretaker of our cat Timmy and our dog Bubba. Many of you know Bubba. If you've been here on a day that I've been gardening, Bubba has greeted you with joy and frenzy. He's that kind of a dog. Well, I got there just fine on Monday. We had a good day Monday. And on Tuesday morning, at about 3:30 in the morning, at the time where I was, my phone rang, and I knew that that was not good, because it's never good when somebody calls you at 3:30 in the morning. And it was Paul. We don't know what had happened to Bubba. He seemed fine on that first day, Monday. He went out in the woods, he ate, he did his Bubba thing. Whether he had some sort of stroke or whether he had some sort of anxiety attack because he couldn't find me in the house or in the yard or anywhere, we don't know. But Bubba was not doing well on Tuesday. He wouldn't eat. He wouldn't even take the little treat that we use for his medicine. If he drank water, he threw it up. He had to be helped outside to go to the bathroom. He was in really bad shape, and Paul told me that I was going to have to come home. Well, I had just got there, and it was early in the morning, and so trying to change my flight was an impossibility. And after a couple of 2-3 hours of trying to do that, I gave up and went on kayak.com and got a different flight, and I came home the next day. But before I even tried to get a flight, I started to pray, and I didn't even have words. Bubba has been my boon companion for he'll be 13 in 3 weeks, so he's up there. And it was one of those kind of prayers where I just said, "You know what I want. You know, I don't even have to say this. Just, will you help me?" And so Paul said that he was hoping that Bubba would still be alive when I got home. That's how bad he was. And when I got home, it was Wednesday late because, of course, a whole day of traveling. And Bubba seemed to perk up as soon as he saw me. And on Thursday, he actually ate food and drank water. And I was able, within a couple days, to take him out for a hike. And he actually ran a little bit. And today, he was back to his normal 13-year-old dog self. So I told my friend Karen I'm going to start calling him Lazarus because he was literally brought back. And I do think, and this is my heart, I do believe that even though it's just a little thing, God knows what we need. And if we have faith, and it doesn't always work out the way we want it to, and I know that, but that is what faith is. And so today is a healing service, and I really don't have any powers of healing, but I do have faith. And so if you want to come over to this side of the church while communion is going on, and the communion will take place on this side, and to get a blessing, just because sometimes it can help renew our faith and make us know that yes, our faith is there, God is there, and God does help us. Amen.